Is the Indian culture decaying? From trends that we can see all around us, it might seem so. Ultimately, we are headed for a uniform global culture, and probably a new global religion too. The chances are we will see a single international language. No religion. Uniform clothing habits. And a predominantly non-vegetarian world. The question is, how far into the future do we have to look? Let's take a look at 4 parameters that are commonly associated with culture. Language, religion, apparel, and food. By current trends in internationally used languages, it would certainly seem that English will become the preferred international language. As we can see, one can already get by with only English as the sole medium of communication across most of the world today. In fact, in countries like India, the proficiency in English has been constantly increasing since 1990, especially amongst the youth. The Indian constitution is written in English, and it is one of the 2 national languages. Since Lord Clive arrived, English has become part of the Indian culture. A look at the spread and current positions of religion practiced across the globe. It would appear Christianity and Islam dominate the world. Although Southeast Asia was still majority Hindu by population in 2020, it is projected that by the year 2300 atheism will reach equal status as Hinduism and Islam. Even today, the number of atheists in youth of both Hindus and Muslim families are moving towards atheism in large numbers. Based on current trends and projections based on these. From 2300 onwards, asceticism will continue to grow and become the dominant belief on the world. One of the distant branches of Hinduism is known as Nirishhawadism. This is belief in the statement that there is no God. It has its own rituals and practices, but these are not directed towards any supreme entity. The number of Nirishhawadis are in fact rising amongst the youth of modern India. This is very much part of the Indian culture. In clothing preferences, Western attire will dominate. Even Arab nations are moving in this direction. Tajikistan, a Muslim-dominant nation, has already banned the hijab, and in places like Dubai, women in Western attire has become a common sight. Even Saudi Arabia is beginning to accept Western dressing in its population. In India, at this business summit, there are only 2 people dressed in the Indian tradition. India is also on the same path. After Karnataka, Mumbai has also upheld that religious adornments are not a fundamental right for all citizens. It is not allowed in the Indian Army, and the institutions may decide the dress codes. This is increasingly becoming based on Western designs, and receiving the endorsement of schools, colleges and offices. As far as we can make out from the trends in dietary habits of Indians, the maths says most Indians will be consuming chicken in the near future. This does not include those who identify as vegetarians, but do consume chicken occasionally at gatherings with friends outside their homes. So, going by current trends, we find an image of a global culture by the year 3000 CE, where everyone speaks English, follows a Western lifestyle, enjoys eating chicken, and few, if any, believe in any god. Having said this, the word culture denotes much more than just a language, lifestyle, or religion. The Indian culture has survived since at least the last 5,000 years, starting from the Harappan civilization. It is extremely unlikely to disappear in the next 5,000 years either. There might also be reverse enculturation, where we will see traditional Indian icons become international norms. Like the namaste, sari, and cuisine, this has happened many times in the past, such as when the Indian culture invented and started using things like the zero, the numeric system, sanitation, and so on. And these went on to become part of the international culture. So, is the Indian culture decaying? No. It is only getting stronger.